Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all okay. So today I'm going to share with you our frugal wedding, my husband and I. Well, my husband and I, we got married in October 1999. We've been together for a long time before then, when I was 17 and he was 19, so we've been together a long time, but we didn't get married until the October of 1999. So we'd been together, we'd got a family, we'd set up home, and we'd got 3 wonderful sons. Gable didn't come along until a bit later on. So we had everything that we needed, and we decided it was time to get married. And but we didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. We didn't feel that it was necessary to spend a lot of money on it. We didn't need anything. We just wanted to make that final commitment and get married, and that was it really. We didn't want to make a big fuss out of it and spend lots of money. We made our wishes, expressed our wishes and everything to our friends and family, who were all quite happy with that. So with that, I set about planning our frugal wedding. Now, I have to point in and say that it's not that men aren't very good at planning frugal weddings. I'm sure there's some very good men out there that are good at planning frugal weddings. But me, I wanted to make sure that we didn't spend too much money, because we wanted to plough some money into the house and the family and everything else. So, you know, I'm sure my husband would have been very good at planning our wedding, but he just trusted my judgment and he let me get on with it. So what I'm going to do here is share some of the ways that we saved money on our wedding. So one of the ways that we saved money on our wedding was not to spend lots of money on the venue, having a great big lavish wedding, and not having all the fancy cars, all the whistles and bells and everything. And we basically cut it down to the bare essentials. So everyone was dressed nicely, so everyone had a nice outfit, but we saved money on it in several ways, which I will explain. The catering my parents did for us, and a wedding cake was a gift as well, from a relative of mine. So if I start with my wedding dress was actually a bridesmaid's dress. It was a lovely red bridesmaid's dress I found in a department store, and it was only £100. I say only because it was originally £100, but I didn't get it for £100. So what the story is I purchased it for £100, and then a few weeks later I went back to buy a matching tiara, and when I went back I found that the dress had been reduced, and they had it in my size. In fact, they had it in a smaller size, which I subsequently purchased because I'd lost a bit of weight, so I needed a smaller size. But what I did was I purchased the size that I wanted that day, took it home. So I got 2 dresses, and the bigger size that I'd bought for £100 I took back and got refunded. So I ended up paying, instead of £100 for my dress turned out to be £65. So with that saving from my wedding dress, I was able to pretty much purchase the tiara that I wanted to go with it. The shoes as well for my wedding day, for me, I purchased so that I'd be able to wear in the future. The only thing that I really couldn't wear was a little shawl I bought. It was quite elaborate and fancy, but everything that I purchased was either reduced, or the shoes I could reuse again. I could have sold my dress on if I'd wanted to, but I didn't really want to. I wanted to keep it as a reminder. So not only did I save money on my clothing, my wedding dress, my husband, he purchased a new suit. It was a fashion suit, so it wasn't a fancy like evening suit or something like that, you know. It was just a normal suit that we bought from a department store. It was a fashion suit, which he actually still has to this day, and it still fits him, and lucky thing. And he does still wear it occasionally when the need arises, but you know, he's a builder, so doesn't really wear suits all that often. But yes, he still got it, and it's still in good condition. As with my 3 children, they were quite young and they were at school, and so what I did with them was I brought them a white shirt, black trousers, black shoes, and I bought them so that they could reuse them again for when they went back to school. So I bought them actually as school uniform, but I fancied it up with a little waist jacket, and that was the only thing that I said they couldn't use it, but my son Chris, he liked it so much he wore it to birthday parties when he was invited to birthday parties, so he used to dress up in that afterwards. But I actually got the waist jackets reduced in another department store because we got married in the October, and it was the out of season for weddings, usually in summer, and so they reduced all their stuff and I managed to get cheaper there. So I got a bit of a deal on that. But so as for the shirt, the trousers and the shoes, they were all school clothes, so they carried on wearing them when they went back to school, so we saved money there. So that was quite a practical idea. Another way that we saved money was on flowers. I did all the floral bits and pieces myself, so I did my wedding bouquet, I did some little baskets for my bridesmaids, whose dresses, by the way, I forgot to mention, were handmade by my sister, whose children they were. She made them out of a pattern she'd already got. I purchased the fabric and she made them. A couple of little dresses, and the flowers, I was saying, the flowers, they were made up, and some little buttonholes were just basically some roses that I sorted myself. So that's how we saved some money with the flowers. So I think I mentioned the food at the after party in the evening. We had a disco and a karaoke, which we paid for, and my parents paid for the food and did it themselves. They didn't get any caterers in, and the wedding cake was a gift from a family member whom she made it herself anyway, so it was a lovely gift. It was handmade. So going back to the actual wedding, we got married in the local registry office. We didn't have a big church wedding. We didn't have any fancy cars. My father took myself and my 3 children to the wedding from his house in his car. He shined it up to within an inch of his life, and it was all lovely and clean and lovely. And my husband went in our car, and then when we left the registry office, we went in our car. So we didn't have any special cars, we just used everyone's cars, and that was it. So no Bentleys, no horse and carriage, nothing fancy. So with the photographs for our wedding, they were taken by my brother-in-law. I purchased all the films because we had the old-fashioned films on the reel then. So we didn't have it all digital quite just yet. We weren't quite just digital just then. But anyway, I purchased all the films for his camera, and he took all the photographs, and he did a lovely job of them. And he arranged for them to be developed, and I offered to pay for them to be developed, but my sister and my brother-in-law refused my offer to pay for them to be developed. They did that for us for a wedding gift. So we, apart from buying the film, that's all we had to pay for our wedding photographs. So our reception was in a little hall above a pub, so it wasn't a great big affair, and we just had nearest and dearest and the friends and family that meant a lot to us. So with the reception, we didn't have a free bar, so everybody had to pay for their drinks. We didn't have a sit-down meal. We had a buffet, which like I said, my mum paid for. We offered to pay for it, to give her money, but she wouldn't accept. She said it was part of our wedding gift. But they also brought us a big chest freezer because we didn't have a big chest freezer, so thank you, Mum and Dad. And that chest freezer we still have today, and it's still going well, so that was a good buy. So like I say, we didn't have a sit-down meal, we didn't have anything fancy. We had, like I say, the karaoke, and we had a disco. Everyone had a lovely time. It was fantastic. When it came to the speeches, I hadn't brought any champagne because that's too much money. We bought quite a few bottles of Asti, and everybody had a toast with the Asti. So, you know, at £5 a bottle, well, I think it was £4 then, £4 something, I don't remember, it was £4 or £5. It wasn't expensive, and it didn't break the bank, and it didn't matter to us. And yeah, that's how we did our toast, with Asti Spumante instead of champagne. So as for our wedding rings, here's my wedding ring. Look, there it is. This cost me £15. And my husband's actually, in all honesty, cost more than £15. His cost £25. Not a lot of money, is it? We're not cheapskates, really. We just don't feel the need to buy lots of metal to put on a finger. It's just a symbol. It's just a symbolic thing. The metal doesn't matter, and the cost, it's not important, because that is what is important, and that we've said that we love each other and we've made a commitment. So those were a few of the ways that we saved money on our wedding. It was a fantastic day. We did not feel the need to spend lots of money. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to mention, my hair. I didn't spend a lot of money on my hair either. My boys and my husband had a little quick cut around the barbers for a couple of quid each, and I spent, I think it was 20, this was a long time ago, but I'm guessing it was about £20–25 on a little quick haircut and a style a couple of hours before my wedding. I did my own makeup, and that was it. There wasn't a lot of money spent on it, and it was just that simple. So there's my frugal wedding. We didn't spend lots of money, but we had an absolutely fantastic time spending a special day with our friends and family and making that commitment in front of them. So if you're getting married soon, I wish you good luck, and I hope some of my tips can have been some use to you. Comment below how you spent your wedding, if you had a frugal wedding too. What other ways can you suggest to people that might be getting married, and how they can save money. But until next time, you take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.